Welcome back to Goonies Minute, everybody. Goonies Minute is the fan podcast where we carefully explore the movie Goonies minute by minute. I'm Brady.
And this is Chris.
And today we're here to discuss Goonies Minute number 39. Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. It's a beautiful day outside there in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
That's right.
But one of the things that is discouraging, and I looked in the mirror today, and the chiseled frame that used to be my 12-pack by my stomach has turned into just a loaf.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's really disgusting, and the only good thing is I do carry the weight, not my chin like I used to. I used to have a big old swollen chin, probably because of all the sodium and beer and alcohol that I drank.
Mm-hmm.
So at least it doesn't go there anymore, but it goes straight to the gut, which I hear is very dangerous because it's closer to your heart, and it could lead to heart disease and heart attacks and cancer and all these bad things. So going to have to start getting a little bit more active as it gets warmer around
That's
here.
right. Health awareness brought to you by Goonies Minute.
Because the thing is, if I'm not healthy, then I wouldn't be able to get into the minute.
That's
so
right.
without further ado, do you want to get into the minute?
Yeah, chunk. Let's go.
All right.
In the previous minute, we saw the gang find themselves down the stairs and back into the cave-like tunnel that Mikey was in minutes before. As the minute ended, we heard the loud roar of the deformed man coming from the end of the hall. At 39 minutes, Chunk says that it sounds like Kong. As the gang slowly make their way to the door, Mouth tells Mikey that he doesn't want to go. The rest of the gang agrees with Mouth. Mikey tells them not to worry because it's chained to the wall. He slowly opens the door. Andy tells Bran that she doesn't want to see. She then moves in for a kiss. At that moment, the deformed man raises his hands into the air and screams. The gang rush back out of the door, knocking Bran and Andy over and into a whole other room. Andy and Bran fall onto a chair and almost get their kiss before being interrupted by Chunk saying, "Shame, shame, I know your name." And thus ends minute 39 of the Goonies.
So, there's not a whole hell of a lot going on in this minute aside from them walking down a hallway and then Brand and Andy are getting a little bit closer. The main thing that's going on here is Mikey showing his fearlessness and the fact that he's, like we saw in a couple minutes prior, his ability to work people to get what he needs done. To get done what needs to get done, to further this quest, like he was working Ma Fratelli earlier by acting like he really had to go to the bathroom. And so here he is playing his best friends by saying, no, it's nothing. I already saw what's in there. It's okay. We got to go take a look. Mouth is... Corey Feldman actually gives a pretty good performance right here. I genuinely feel like he's afraid. His stuttering and everything. And Mikey's
very
still...
much so,
yeah,
very much so.
Mikey's still more or less taking advantage of his friend here, his best friend, by trying to convince him that it's all okay. You can go in. And when Mikey knows, it is not. But he knows that we are getting ourselves to the lowest point of the building, which is where we have to go, and that might mean facing this danger. So it's just another example of him being a pirate.
One of the first things I noticed is as the group walked down that stairwell towards Sloth, Mikey's the one leading the charge.
Yeah.
Why isn't Bran? I hate to pile on the guy, but he's in the back. Okay?
Right.
He's in the back.
You know,
and Mikey is being the adult leading this. Now, I know that Mikey has already seen what's at the end of the hall. He also has seen that he is chained. So I'm sure even though he's afraid, there is a little bit of comfort in the sense that he knows he's chained.
Yeah.
Okay, and I know the other ones don't know that. They don't know what to expect. You really couldn't put into words what the it was when Mikey was trying to explain this.
Yeah.
But you would think that even if Bran was more afraid than everybody else, there's a point in time where being the elder statesman, being the adult, being the closest thing to adult, being the older brother, you need to lead there.
Yeah.
I don't care how afraid you are. You just have to do what you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you just have to do things. And he's not. He doesn't care. He's more interested in Andy right now, which is, I don't know how realistic that is in this situation.
Well, you had a good point earlier when you said that your Bran is becoming a little bit weaker and weaker in your eyes as the movie goes along. And I actually think that's to the film's credit because, like you're saying, he's the ideal hero.
We never
here.
would notice this if we didn't watch it like this.
Oh, well,
This
of course
is what's so
not. Yeah.
fascinating about this.
Yeah. And he, so the fact that it's, and I've made this point already, that our sort of, the guy who should be the hero, the guy in charge, is the biggest, strongest person there, the adult there. The fact that he isn't at the front of the line. The fact that he isn't just completely enforcing the law and saying everybody get out of here right now shows his weakness. So if we don't have faith in the strongest, most capable person in the group, then we're potentially all screwed.
Right.
Something else that I like about what this movie does is all of our Goonies, everybody on the team is not the same age. We actually, these guys. I
Yeah,
think
we were talking about that.
Yeah.
What the deal is with that.
Yeah, and so I think that just, I don't know, it gives it a lot of variety. And all the different shades of character that we have here, I think Steph is actually one that really stands out. And really, she's kind of a fuddy-duddy through this whole thing, but she also gives it just a whole lot of character. There's a moment actually in the next minute number 40, where you get to see some of that from her. But it's the age difference that makes it, and it's the fact that the guy who is most capable, or you would think would be the hero, is not. He's anything but that. And at the end of the minute when he and Andy fall down on the couch and they're about to start making out, and all the little kids start calling him out on it. What an embarrassing situation that must be. So that adds a little bit more to
I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in a little bit.
Adds a little bit more to the fragility of this guy. And,
okay.
Yeah.
Getting back into sequence though, before we get all to that, I don't know if someone would say this is funny, but wonder why Sloth continues to moan like that. I was thinking maybe he has a tummy ache because that creation that Jake came up with didn't sit well.
Could have been.
Maybe he has irritable bowel syndrome. It could be something like that.
One can imagine. I don't want to.
And I guess, he's probably the one using that bathroom downstairs, but then again, he's chained, so maybe they lead him to the bathroom. I don't know.
If he even has that option. I don't know that his family really cares.
Okay, you talked about the kiss, or the attempted kiss right at the end, but before we get to that situation, when the whole crew is at the door, of course, she said Mouth gave an amazing performance. It was really nice.
Yeah.
The way he did that, it was very, very believable. But all of them are about to enter the door of Sloth's, let's say, chamber.
Mm-hmm.
And you see Andy and Bran about to kiss. Anyone would be thinking about kissing. I don't care how sex-deprived, charged up teenage hormones that you have right there. There is no way. They don't know what's down there. There is no way that girl that just got frightened by a fish head on the end of a rake that thought that was going to kill her, that just a few minutes later is walking down this scary hallway with a man sounding like a wild bear in there that is going to be thinking about kissing somebody.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous.
Now, I know. It's and you could always just say, okay, movie. It's a movie, and it's a kid's movie.
I know it
but,
is,
but that's still a stretch. I see what you're saying. It's still kind of a stretch.
But this, most of the time you break down minute movies that are done by that are hits and are done by amazing directors that pay attention to detail. And I know it's a movie, but I like to think about how realistic it is, and it's like, man,
That's pretty unrealistic. Yeah.
So we got that, and then we have them running out, and then again it happens. Okay. So, all right, let's say for some reason that didn't scare them, and they weren't paying attention to those kids they were about to kiss. Well, then, are they oblivious to the fact that those kids saw something terrible that caused them to run back down that hallway and back up those stairs, and then they ignored it again?
Yeah.
And we're gonna kiss. I mean, are they just completely like dazed to where they're not paying attention to the things going? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I see what you're saying.
So those are two situations, the almost kiss situations right there that it's just so weird.
Yeah.
Because I just don't see how anybody in their right mind could have even dreamt of that situation.
It's kind of a stretch.
Yeah.
It is. But aside from that and the fact that we're finally seeing all of our Goonies, official Goonies, there's no turning back. I mean, they're to a point now where they're not going to go back outside. From here out, they're just going to get further and further underground until the point that they are submerged in a cave. The next time that they're going to be safe is at the very end of the movie when they're on a beach. So we're seeing them descend into the
depths
the thick of it.
Of the cave.
Exactly.
It's going to be coming pretty soon.
Yeah.
And the Fratellis are about to show back up.
That's true. That's true.
So,
So in some upcoming minutes, I don't think it's the next one, maybe 41, we're going to be talking about this fireplace and touching on something we have in the past about Was the restaurant built on that? Is that, where One-Eyed Willie's, whoever escaped with the map, is that how he got out? And why was the restaurant put on that? Why is this fireplace over that? Etc. So I'm really looking forward to that, which will be next week.
And then you'll have the information about that Patreon episode coming up soon.
That's very true, yeah.
We can't talk about that
We can't
yet.
talk about it right now. But I tell you what, unless you have anything else.
No, other than the fact that it's, this is a rather uneventful minute. There's not a lot going on. A lot of time was wasted creeping towards the door, so there's not as much to talk about.
Yeah, exactly.
But other than that, I'll look forward to getting into another minute next week.
All right, everybody. Well, until then, I'm Brady.
And this is Chris.
And we're here to remind you that Goonies
never say die.
Goonies Minute is a fan-supported podcast. If you like the show, then leave us a review on iTunes. You can find us at GooniesMinute.com, Facebook.com/GooniesMinute, Twitter.com/GooniesMinute, and at Instagram @GooniesMinute. You can contact us at GooniesMinute@gmail.com.